Hi, my name is Joon, and I'm associate professor and the director of the Ph.D. program at the School of Social Work right now. I received my master's of social work degree from University of Michigan, and then I've gotten my Ph.D. in social work from Virginia Commonwealth University, VCU. So I worked as a social worker mostly in domestic violence field and substance abuse. What we really want to do is that how do we address the problem? So I'm always interested in intervention research. So all my current projects and also past projects really have been focusing on how can we address certain problems. So in my case, intimate partner violence is the most significant research area for me. So I've been working on how can we address domestic violence, meaning how can we reduce the prevalence, occurrence of intimate partner violence, and also I'm very much interested in prevention of these problems. So I always think that it's much easier and also cost effective to prevent certain issues from occurring than waiting until the problem is full blown and then trying to address those problems. So my work really has been on how can I develop interventions, not just academic intervention, research intervention, but interventions that can be implemented in the field. Currently, I'm working on a research project funded by National Institute of Justice. And this project is really focusing on intimate partner violence in the Korean American immigrant community. We are collaborating among ourselves, basically trying to develop intervention, but more focusing on online and virtual case simulation intervention. And this really came from my experiences of working with Korean population in the past as a social worker and also researcher. But in the Korean American immigrant community, the faith leaders, people who are ministers and priests, all those people have a very special status in the community, and they are considered as very prominent religious leader, prominent community leaders, and also they have a lot of influence over congregations' beliefs and attitudes. I think that the faith organizations, so churches and temples, all those places would be very important places for Korean American population. So this virtual case simulation is really targeting that population. So instead of just giving the information that domestic violence is this much problem and you need to do A, B, C, D, it's really providing opportunity for them to respond to actual case scenarios. It's called virtual case simulation. And it's almost like a gaming, so that you are provided with a case, and then you are selecting the choices that you think that are appropriate to certain situations. And then by doing it, not only that they can learn about the content, but actually they can practice how to respond, which we found in our research, previous pilot research, is very important in terms of increasing self-efficacy. So we are hoping to do that, and right now we are in the process of developing those virtual case simulation. And then once it's developed, by the end of this summer, we are going to test it in a randomized control trial with 100 Korean American ministers in Chicago area and also Virginia and Maryland area, and see actually taking this online case simulation training is helpful for them in terms of increasing their knowledge and also changing their attitudes, because a lot of times they don't believe that intimate partner violence is a problem in the community, and they don't believe that as a minister, that's not my role to do anything about that issue. So we want to change their attitudes about that, and also we want to change their behavior. So if somebody comes to them as a domestic violence survivors, I am experiencing domestic violence at home, how they're going to respond to that. Are they going to be involved in any type of prevention work in their congregation? So those are the things that we are going to measure and compare between group that receives this intervention that we are going to develop, and then the group who doesn't receive those intervention, and then trying to see if it works. I think it's going to be a very cost-effective way of training religious leaders all over the country, and actually for that matter, actually all over the world, because it's online version, so anybody who's interested can actually take those. And once we found it to be successful, we also want to expand it and adapt it to other ethnic communities, such as Latinx community or other community that is where Muslim is the center and mosque is center of their community life. I think that's the unique things and great things about social work is that it's really rooted in the community community-based work, and we are doing that throughout this project. If you're interested in our project and also would like to find more about how you may collaborate with us, please send me an email. My email address is choiyj@uga.edu. Thank you.